Or good afternoon.
Or good morning.
Good
Gotta
morning.
get all the time zones.
To all time zones, to every person who dare come across this stream, who can brave two evil women reading evil stories. Welcome.
On Evil Day.
On Evil Day. Horror and chaos be to you in the name of Runie Ruse. Now, lunatics, welcome one another, and also welcome the one, the only Ramelia. by saying hi.
Hello, everybody. What beautiful
the heck?
eyes you're feasting today with two beautiful evil women. The evilness in this room is over 1,000.
It's over 1,000,000.
A million.
So today we're going to be reading some creepypastas, and we're going to be rating them on the creepypasta.com website. So I've picked out quite a few stories, but I tried to pick ones, one that like people don't mind if you read them online, because some authors apparently don't like it if you do that. Like some of them say not to. I was very surprised. I thought creepypasta was like a free-for-all. But most of these, are gonna be old ones.
Yeah, I thought creepypasta was free for all. Do you remember the first creepypasta you've read?
Well, I don't know if this counts because it's like you kind of read it, but it was also a comic. Do you remember that comic where... I don't remember exactly what happens. It's like a girl and she's walking home, and then she sees like a woman walking behind her, and then there's like a surprise of... Yeah, it's a Korean. There's like a surprise like video in the middle of it where it like rushes at you.
Oh my god, what?
That was like the first like internet horror thing that I ever read. I remember it actually being very, very scary. Oh, we got some raiders. Wait, who raided in? Oh, Rebby! Thank you so much for raiding in, Rebby! Welcome, raiders. Hope you had a wonderful stream. We're gonna be reading creepypastas.
Yippee.
Yippee.
Creepypastas. Well, I didn't know creepypasta was in a video form.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if that one actually counts as like a creepypasta per se, but it was definitely my first like internet horror type thing. So, but what was your first?
Oh, my first was like somebody on Reddit. I was just on Reddit scrolling, and somebody said, "Guys, is this okay that I haven't slept for 3 days?" And then one of the comments were like, "Oh no, you do not want to not sleep for 3 days. Do you know what they do in Russia?" And they're like, "What do they do in Russia?" And it was 3 a.m. and I was so invested in my little blanket. I'm like, what's going on in Russia at 3 a.m.? And they're like, "Have you heard of the Russian sleep experiment?" And I'm like, whoa! I felt like I was like rage baited as much as the OP. And then like, "You don't know about the Russian sleeping experiment? That's where they put people in a room and make them not sleep, and then they lose their mind, and then they slowly eat each other." And they're like, "Oh my god, when did they do that?" They're like, "Oh, back in the old days of the war." And then I was like, alright, let me just Google this crap because they won't tell me the full story. And then I Googled it, and then I read it like off of Wikipedia. I didn't even realize it was a Wikipedia. I just read it. It was like the most intense 30-minute of my life. They're like, day 1 of the experiment. Like subjects looks fine, and it's like day 5 of the experiment, and suspects' eyes are hollow, and they started screaming and banging the door for help, and they started eating each other's bones. And then they had to show like a picture that will forever scar in my head forever.
Yeah, that's a very famous picture, but it's actually an edited picture of like a Halloween decoration.
Yeah, I thought it was real. I got really creeped out. And then I went to Reddit after like a while because I couldn't get that image off of my head. And it's like, do people really turn into the, like, did the Russian experiment happen? Like, was it real? Yeah, or
oh no, the Russian scientists. The Russian scientists are trying to silence her. Remy was about to tell you guys the truth about these evil sleep experiments, and she's being silenced by these horrible scientists. The Remilia's sleep experiment has begun.
But
No! Welcome back, Wimmy.
Wait, I'm trying to come back. I'm like sent to the black hole.
How dare someone interfere with evil women activities? Bring Remy back this instant, I demand it. Ah, there you are. Wait, that was
Sorry,
good timing.
I got back. I was in the black hole. Okay, I won't talk about it, man. They know. They found out. They caught me.
They caught you.
Like, you're not supposed to say the secret. It's a warning.
So do you get spooked easy from like creepypastas?
I don't get spooked if I'm reading it. I'm fine as long as there's no pictures. I actually
okay.
really like horror movies. Just not watching them. I enjoy reading horror movies.
Oh, do you like watch like the video summaries like on YouTube?
No, I don't even watch video summary because I'm scared that like a ghost might pop up. You know, like you never know. So I just whenever I find like a movie that I like, and then I just go to Wikipedia to read the whole plot.
And read the
I
synopsis, yeah.
Yeah, or I just go on YouTube and I find, and it has to have like no pictures involved. Sometimes they will have disclaimer like this. They'll be like, "This is for people who get jump scared by images. There's no image in this." I'm like, okay.
That's so yeah. That's a step further because I have a good friend and she likes horror movies, but it scares her too much to watch them. But she always wants to know what's happening, so she'll just watch like YouTube summaries of them, so she can like experience the movie without actually having to watch it. But this is this is a step further. You can't even see the pictures.
Because I'm scared. I'm scared of ghosts, man.
Mm. Well, there might be some in pictures. There might be pictures in some of these because I can't remember now, but I'll try to screen them and let you know if there's gonna be pictures. You can close your eyes.
It's like 4 a.m. here. It's not helping me a lot.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh, you must be so sleepy.
Yeah, I was sleepy, but I was in Gen. Yo, I forgot what Gen I am. I was in Gen 2. I almost said Gen 3. Ooh, secret number. I was in a meeting because for some reason Gen 2's meeting's at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, that's rough. That's so rough.
Yeah, so it's okay. I'm awake. And after reading this, I still might be awake.
No.
What about you? Do you like horror movies? Like you like?
Yeah.
You know?
I love horror movies and I like horror novels and I like creepypastas, but sometimes they can be very silly to me.
What's your favorite
I still enjoy
kind?
them.
What's your favorite kind of? Because you know, like horror, there's like psychological horror or like body gore or ghost or zombies or.
Yeah, there's two things I like. I'm a huge sucker for zombies. Like if you put zombies in anything, I'm probably gonna like it. I don't know what it is. I just like the concept of zombies. But I also really like comedy horror, like a horror comedy. I love when it's also like very funny and scary. I really like that.
Oh, like Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Wait.
Yeah, I like Shaun of the Dead, and then like Cabin in the Woods, Krampus, movies like that tend to be. Yeah, Chucky.
Chucky, how's Chucky funny? Yo, Chucky scares
It's
the heck out of
hilarious.
me.
Are you kidding me? It's so funny.
Like, I never seen the movie. I just saw like a clip. Because I see people like to post that stupid gif of Chucky. Yo, that thing is like straight up from a horror mansion. That's so creepy. Like, I'm just imagining Chucky running at you, like
Yeah.
with a knife in his hand. Bro, I would pee myself if I see that. That's crazy.
Don't worry. I think I could take Chucky out.
You know, you can take the doll. If you can take the doll and Repo, you can take Chucky out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll protect you from Chucky.
Man. Oh, zombie. Yo, I'm terrified of zombies because I feel like they're too real. As if, like, if one day, like, some dog decided to eat a grass in Chernobyl and, like, walked over and then, you know, and poop, and another dog eats his poop and then, like, cause some mutation, and some guy in his car just banged a dead animal, and then the bug went into him, and then he just spreads. Like, what if it's real?
Yeah, exactly. What if it happened? What would you do?
What would you do if there's like a zombie apocalypse?
I would hunker down first. For like the first wave, I have like hurricane shutters, so I would hurricane shutter my house and fill up all the tubs and containers with water, charge all my devices. I try to wait it out for like at least 48 hours before I did anything. That would be like my first game plan, and then I would take it from there.
Wow, she's ready, guys. Lunatic have no fear. I have the survival instinct of a carrot. I'm probably not gonna survive.
Actually, I think you might be fine because you're a neat.
Yeah, but what if they get in the... You know what? You're so right. Because I do have food stocked up for at least 6 months.
And you don't... I know you keep your lights off and you stay in the dark, so... You're not gonna alert like looters or zombies to your place because they're not even gonna know that you're in there, you know?
But looters might come because they're like, "Oh, it's a house."
Yeah, yeah, you'd have to balance.
You know what?
Yeah.
If the looters come, I'll just like, and they're like, "Oh, it's a zombie!" and then they'll run away. Yeah, you know, good idea. Zombies are humans. I'm not human, so they can't smell me because we're not the same kind. So
oh, true.
Like,
yeah, that might put you at quite the advantage. Yeah.
And they can't fly, so what you gotta do, huh?
And they're gonna look at you from down below, like.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to get into the first story?
Okay.
Okay. So the first one I want to read is Mr. Widemouth. This is probably the longest one that I've included. It's not that long, but it's the longest one. But I wanted to read this one because I think this is one of my favorites. Have you ever read this one, Mr. Widemouth?
No, Mr. Widemouth.
Okay. I will read it.
He will be popular. Mr. Widemouth. He will not be popular at Olive Garden. All you can eat possible. He's got a wide mouth, so he can eat a lot of food.
Never let him into a buffet place. He's gonna eat them out of business. Okay. During my childhood, my family was like a drop of water in a vast river, never remaining in one location for long. We settled in Rhode Island when I was 8, and there we remained until I went to college in Colorado Springs. Most of my memories are rooted in Rhode Island, but there are fragments in the attic of my brain which belong to the various homes we had lived in when I was much younger. Most of these memories are unclear and pointless, chasing after another boy in the backyard of a house in North Carolina, trying to build a raft to float on the creek behind the apartment we rented in Pennsylvania, and so on. But there is one set of memories which remains as clear as glass, as though they were just made yesterday. I often wonder whether these memories are simply lucid dreams produced by the long sickness I experienced that spring, but in my heart, I know they're real. We were living in a house just outside the bustling metropolis of New Vineyard, Maine, population 643. It was a large structure, especially for a family of 3. There were a number of rooms that I didn't see in the 5 months we resided there. In some ways, it was a waste of space, but it was the only house on the market at the time, at least within an hour's commute to my father's place of work. The day after my 5th birthday, attended by my parents alone, I came down with a fever. The doctor said I had mononucleosis, which meant no rough play and more fever for at least another 3 weeks. It was horrible timing to be bedridden. We were in the process of packing our things to move to Pennsylvania, and most of my things were already packed away in boxes, leaving my room barren. My mother brought me ginger ale and books several times a day, and these served the function of being my primary form of entertainment for the next few weeks. Boredom always loomed just around the corner, waiting to rear its ugly head and compound my misery. I don't exactly recall how I met Mr. Widemouth. I think it was about a week after I was diagnosed with mono. My first memory of the small creature was asking him if he had a name. He told me to call him Mr. Widemouth because his mouth was large. In fact, everything about him was large in comparison to his body. His head, his eyes, his crooked ears, but his mouth was by far the largest. "You kind of look like a Furby," I said as he flipped through one of my books. Mr. Widemouth stopped and gave me a puzzled look. "Furby? What's a Furby?" he asked. I shrugged. You know, the toy. The little robot with the big ears. You can pet them and feed them almost like a real pet. "Oh," Mr. Widemouth resumed his activity. "You don't need one of those. They aren't the same as having a real friend." I remember Mr. Widemouth disappearing every time my mother stopped by to check in on me. "I lay under your bed," he later explained. "I don't want your parents to see me because I'm afraid they won't let us play anymore." We didn't do much during the first few days. Mr. Widemouth just looked at my books, fascinated by the stories and pictures they contained. The 3rd or 4th morning after I met him, he greeted me with a large smile on his face. "I have a new game we can play," he said. "We have to wait until your mother comes to check on you, because she can't see us play it. It's a secret game." After my mother delivered more books and soda at the usual time, Mr. Widemouth slipped out from under the bed and tugged my hand. "We have to go to the room at the end of this hallway," he said. I objected at first, as my parents had forbidden me to leave my bed without their permission, but Mr. Widemouth persisted until I gave in. The room in question had no furniture or wallpaper. Its only distinguishing feature was a window opposite the doorway. Mr. Widemouth darted across the room and gave the window a firm push, flinging it open. He then beckoned me to look out at the ground below. We were on the 2nd story of the house, but it was on a hill, and from this angle the drop was further than 2 stories due to the incline. "I like to play pretend up here," Mr. Widemouth explained. "I pretend that there is a big, soft trampoline below this window, and I jump. If you pretend hard enough, you bounce back up like a feather. I want you to try." I was a 5-year-old with a fever, so only a hint of skepticism darted through my thoughts as I looked down and considered the possibility. "It's a long drop," I said. "But that's all part of the fun. It wouldn't be fun if it was only a short drop. If it were that way, you might as well bounce on a real trampoline." I toyed with the idea, picturing myself falling through thin air only to bounce back to the window on something unseen by human eyes. But the realist in me prevailed. "Maybe some other time," I said. "I don't know if I have enough imagination. I could get hurt." Mr. Widemouth's face contorted into a snarl, but only for a moment. Anger gave way to disappointment. "If you say so," he said. He spent the rest of the day under my bed, quiet as a mouse. The following morning, Mr. Widemouth arrived holding a small box. "I want to teach you how to juggle," he said. "Here are some things you can use to practice before I start giving you lessons." I looked in the box. It was full of knives. "My parents will kill me," I shouted, horrified that Mr. Widemouth had brought knives into my room, objects that my parents would have never allowed me to touch. "I'll be spanked and grounded for a year." Mr. Widemouth frowned. "It's fun to juggle with these. I want you to try it." I pushed the box away. "I can't, I'll get in trouble. Knives aren't safe to just throw in the air." Mr. Widemouth's frown deepened into a scowl. He took the box of knives and slid under my bed, remaining there for the rest of the day. I began to wonder how often he was under me. I started having trouble sleeping after that. Mr. Widemouth often woke me up at night, saying he put a real trampoline under the window, a big one that I couldn't see in the dark. I always declined to try to go back to sleep, but Mr. Widemouth persisted. Sometimes he stayed by my side until early in the morning, encouraging me to jump. He wasn't so fun to play with anymore. My mother came to me one morning and told me that I had her permission to walk around outside. She thought the fresh air would be good for me, especially after being confined to my room for so long. Ecstatic, I put on my sneakers and trotted out to the back porch, yearning for the feeling of the sun on my face. Mr. Widemouth was waiting for me. "I have something I want you to see," he said. I must have given him a weird look because he then said, "It's safe, I promise." I followed him to the beginning of a deer trail which ran through the woods behind the house. "This is an important path," he explained. "I've had a lot of friends about your age. When they were ready, I took them down this path to a special place. You aren't ready yet, but one day I hope to take you there." I returned to the house, wondering what kind of place lay beyond that trail. 2 weeks after I met Mr. Widemouth, the last load of our things had been packed into a moving truck. I would be in the cab of that truck, sitting next to my father for the long drive to Pennsylvania. I considered telling Mr. Widemouth that I would be leaving, but even at 5 years old, I was beginning to suspect that perhaps the creature's intentions were not to my benefit, despite what he said otherwise. For this reason, I decided to keep my departure a secret. My father and I were stuck in the truck at 4 a.m. He was hoping to make it to Pennsylvania by lunchtime tomorrow with the help of an endless supply of coffee and a 6-pack of energy drinks. He seemed more like a man who was about to run a marathon rather than one who was about to spend 2 days sitting still. "Early enough for you?" he asked. I nodded and placed my head against the window, hoping for some sleep before the sun came up. I felt my father's hand on my shoulder. "This is the last move, son, I promise. I know it's hard for you as sick as you've been. Once Daddy gets promoted, we can settle down and you can make friends." I opened my eyes as we backed out of the driveway. I saw Mr. Widemouth's silhouette in my bedroom window. He stood motionless until the truck was about to turn on the main road. Then he gave a pitiful little wave goodbye, steak knife in hand. I didn't wave back. Years later, I returned to New Vineyard. The piece of land our house stood upon was empty except for the foundation, as the house burned down a few years after my family left. Out of curiosity, I followed the deer trail that Mr. Widemouth had shown me. Part of me expected him to jump out from behind a tree and scare the living bejesus out of me, but I felt that Mr. Widemouth was gone, somehow tied to the house that no longer existed. The trail ended at the New Vineyard Memorial Cemetery. I noticed that many of the tombstones belonged to children. The end. Did you like it?
He sounds like a pervert. That's crazy.
I like, yeah, I saw people saying it in chat. I like it because it's like cozy. It feels very traditional, like classic horror, like scary story beats, you know? And it's not too long, not too short. And I like the just the image in my head of Mr. Widemouth.
I can't, like, the story's not scary to me because ever since you say he looks like a Furby, I just imagine a Furby.
Wait, you don't think Furbies are scary?
With Nicki Minaj lips. Because Widemouth. And like, thick long eyelashes.
Oh my god.
Furbies are not scary.
I'm not like scared of Furbies now, but I was really scared of my Furby as a kid. Because it would just like talk randomly. I think I might have told chat this story before, but at one point we put it up in my closet and I hadn't played with it in like a really, really long time. It had just been in there for months. And then like literally in the middle of the night, I wake up and I hear that Furby in my closet going, feed me. And I was like, take it out. Parents, hello? Dispose of this immediately.
Crucify immediately.
You're right.
Oh, I'm scared of those toys that talk. They scare me. Never owned one. It's like wet, like, you know, what if they just suddenly, like, in the middle of the night, they're like, you're sleeping.
I know, right? Wait, I have to tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a scary story. I already told my chat it, but I think you'll like it. It's really, really short. A scary story I heard the other day. So this guy was dating this girl and he wanted her to stay over and they'd been together for quite a while, but it seemed like she never wanted to fall asleep in front of him. And so finally he kind of asks her like, hey, why are you, it seems like you're afraid to fall asleep in front of me. Like, you know, what's the issue? And she said, well, I sleep talk. And I've been told that I say really creepy things in my sleep. And so I'm just really embarrassed about it. And I don't want to fall asleep in front of you and freak you out. So he's like, oh, come on, I'm crazy about you. That's totally fine. I understand. Like, my little brother used to sleep talk, so just don't worry about it. And she's like, okay, if you're sure, but also I get really confused and upset if you wake me up in the middle of it, because people have tried to wake me up while I was sleep talking before. So you have to promise to just like let me stay asleep if I do it. And he's like, yeah, it'll be totally fine. You probably won't even wake me up. So they go to sleep that night and he wakes up and he hears her talking and she says, I'm gonna chew the skin off your bones. And he's like, okay, yeah, that's creepy. She was not lying, right? That's creepy. That's a creepy thing to say. Yeah. But he's like, you know what? I was warned. She told me it was gonna be creepy. I'm crazy about this girl. I'm cool with it. So he rolls over and he goes back to bed. Then a little bit later in the night, he wakes up again and he hears her say, you better sleep on the couch or you'll be dead by morning. So he went and slept on the couch.
Yo, that's crazy.
That gives me cold chills. If someone said that to me, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I wouldn't even stay in the house. I would leave. Right?
I would pour holy water in her and run away. She was possessed at night, you know? That's
something's going on there. All right, what would you
Oh my god.
What would you rate Mr. Widemouth?
I would rate Mr. Widemouth like
out of 10.
In like scariness?
Just like an overall, how did you enjoy it? Like as a creepypasta.
I like it. It's like a pretty solid one.
Wow.
I would rate it like like a 7 or an 8, but I would rate like your sleeping story a 9 because that's ballistic crazy. Imagine just sleeping and then like sleeping to like your partner and your partner like, I'm gonna skin you alive. Like, whoa!
I know.
I would freak out, man. Like, holy crap! Like, that is so scary. Imagine if she says that and she looks at you with her eyes open. Oh,
Oh yeah, that would be the end of
run
it.
away.
I'd be like, you're not asleep. You're not asleep. You're not
In
asleep.
the
You're
name
just a
of
freak.
Jesus, I compel you. It just runs away.
I agree. I would give this. I think a 6 is fair.
Yeah.
It's a solid story. All right, I'm gonna screen this one. Make sure there's not pictures. Okay, there's no pictures on this one.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to read this one?
Are you sure you want me to read?
Yeah, why not? Well, if you're too sick, then you don't have to at all.
No, because I feel like whatever I read will just turn into comedy, man.
That's okay. I think some of these are funny. Also someone said in chat that they would still love you even if you said you'd kill them in your sleep.
Wow, that's... You should be worried. You should like look at me and not say, Wimmy, there's something wrong with you. Like, we need help. Like, this is not normal. No normal people says that.
Wimmy needs to read Baraska. Baraska's so long though, but Baraska is... I feel like the third act is kind of sloppy, but overall I do like Baraska. It's kind of sad though.
What is Borask? Like the hot sauce?
No.
like Boraska, the hot sauce?
No, it's it's a story, and they move to a new town, and in the town there's like this I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of the right one. There's like a creepy sound that keeps happening, and then girls keep going missing, and they try to figure out, like, this boy, his older sister goes missing, and he tries to figure out what's going on. And the reveal is like really crazy. But I wouldn't want to spoil it.
No, spoil it. I like spoilers.
Oh yeah, I forgot you like spoilers. Well, if anybody else wants to read Baraska, I'm about to ruin it, so maybe plug your ears for like a minute. But basically, he ends up finding out that all of the like men in charge of the town, they've been like kidnapping women, or even sometimes like giving up their daughters, basically to like be kept as like slaves to make babies, and they've been selling the babies off to like rich people to get money to like make their town prosperous. And that's what happened to his sister, and the noise that they kept hearing was actually like this like grinding machine that they used to kill the girls when they stopped being able to have children. It's messed up, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it's a slow burn, but like I appreciate when there's like a crazy...
Right?
No, it's not real, it's not real. I appreciate like when there's like a big crazy twist. I do think it gets like a little too like edgelord, creepy, sad at the end for my tastes. But it's still a good read. It's good. Someone also said the left-right game. Now that one is scary. I think the left-right game is spooky. It's really scary to me. Have you read the left-right game?
No. Oh, don't say I'm scared. I'm scared now. I get goosebumps the moment you say the name. Don't say I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Wimmy's like, nah, I ain't reading that.
Nah, no thank you. No, thank
it's
you.
really good though, the left-right game.
I want to live.
All right. Do you want to read the statue?
Yeah, but not gonna lie that
Braska?
Baraska. That sounds like an Outlast game.
Oh, I could see that.
Like
Yeah.
Those, occult, horror game setting. You go into town and the girls are all missing, and you find out like you're grinding the girls.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, I will read this. A few years ago, I don't know. Everything I say turns to comedy, man.
It's cute.
like when people do horror stories, it's supposed to be like do music. Like a few.
Well, you can't hear it, but I have some creepy music playing, so that's helping you out. Yeah.
You know, like a normal story, but like a few years ago. I'm just like a few years ago. Okay. Alright, serious, man. Stop laughing, you guys. What the freak? A few years ago, a mother and father decided that they need a break. So they wanted to head out for a night on the town. They called their most trusted babysitter. This is not gonna go well. When the babysitter arrived, the two children were already fast asleep. It sounds like a bedtime story. Okay. Yeah, guys, be scared. Be scared. This is a scary story. The children were already fast asleep in bed, so the babysitter just got to sit around and make sure everything was okay with the children. Later that night, the babysitter got bored and went to watch TV. But she couldn't watch it downstairs because they did not have... Yo, your screen glitched and it scared me.
Oh.
They did not have cable downstairs. The parents didn't want children watching too much garbage. So, she called them and asked them if she could watch cable in parents' room. Of course, the parents said it was okay, but the babysitter had one final request. She asked if she could cover up the angel's statue out. Who the freak puts an angel statue on the bedroom? Okay. Cover up the angel statue outside the bedroom window with a blanket or cloth because it made her nervous. The phone line was silent for a moment, and the father who was talking to the babysitter at the time said, "Take the children and get out of the house and we'll call the police. We don't own an angel statue." The police found... What? Wait. The police found both of the children and the babysitter slumped in pools of their own blood. Within 3 minutes of the call, no statue was found.
The end!
This reminds me of the Weeping Angel from that series.
Yeah, Doctor Who. I feel like Doctor Who made angel statues scary. Actually, when was this written?
No, not Doctor Who. Dean Supernatural.
Oh, that was Supernatural? I thought that was Doctor Who for some reason.
I think I've never watched Doctor Who. Oh, that's so scary. angel. Oh my god.
When does anybody know when the Weeping Angels episode came out? I want to know if it came out before August 10th, 2010.
That's wild. That's scary if like this thing came first.
Oh, 2007? Okay, yeah. So I bet this story was actually inspired by those. So, I think this one's it's nice and short, you know. And I think it has a nice little twist.
I'm scared of religious horror.
You know, religious horror can be kind of crazy. Have you seen Heretic?
Like,
well, oh, probably not.
No. Like, I feel like religious horror like creeps to your skin, you know? Like, like it gets to you, like. Stuff like Exorcist or Nah, I don't freak with ghosts, okay? Like, you know, like I don't touch that. No, thank you. I'm not a priest. I don't touch people, okay? I don't touch ghost topics because they scare me. Like, I don't know, they scare me. That's why angels are scary. That's why, like, you know, the first thing they say was "Be not afraid." Sorry, ma'am, I'm afraid. Like.
Well, it's kind of like if someone like if someone said that to me now, I'd be suspicious. Like if someone came upon me and was like, "Don't be scared," I'd be like, "Why are you saying that? Why are you telling me not to be scared?" Because now I am scared, because I don't know why you feel like you need to clarify that I shouldn't be scared of you.
Exactly. Oh, there was this movie that came out. I forgot the name. It was like an Asian horror movie. I read the synopsis because I was so curious, but I was so scared to even watch it. And like reading it made me so scared. I had to sleep like with Jesus next to me because I was terrified. like it was about like this mother or something, and like she was trying to cure her kid, and then so she went to like some priest, and they're like, "Oh, you have to like dunk her in the bath with like talisman, and like wrap her body." Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Like wrap her body with talismans, and then like do a lot of things, and then somehow she got possessed. and they had to cure her, and it was like a really sad story, and turned out like she's like dead or something, and then the mom or dad is trying to bring her back to life or like delusion. I think it's called that
Oh, Incantation. Oh, I've not seen that.
And then the thing was they had to recite in the movie, they have to recite a lot of those like lines like spells, and then people were saying that they felt really uncomfortable in the movie, like in the movie era, and a lot of those priests, they're like, it's better to not watch this movie because of the the incantations that they were doing, like it will summon the demon. And they were saying how like people who goes to the movie to watch horror movies attract evil spirits because the movie is very negative, and there's a lot of negative aura, so they're like farming negative aura in the cinema, so it's like a great. That's why a lot of people, when they watch Conjuring, they felt really creeped out in the cinema. And
I love The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I guess I like evil spirits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when The Conjuring came out, they had like priests showing up at the theaters and stuff, and like made a big deal out of it.
I think that's like advertisement.
Yeah, literally. It's just like hype for the movie. But I didn't think it was that scary, but it's just like very, very fun. The Conjuring.
I think like Asian horror is more scary than American horror. I feel. I remember like I don't know. I remember like a lot of like American horror. It's always about a family. I don't know about that. That's because you're American. That's why, yeehaw. It's like most of their movies is like, oh, they found a cheap house and the owner's like, yeah, well, somebody died in here, but it's dirt cheap. And you're like, okay, we'll take the house. Yeah, we'll take the house. And then when they take the house and it's like, oh my god. You know, and every time when there's like a horror scene that comes up and they'll be like, hello? Is anybody there? like, hello?
That's me playing Phasmophobia. I like the haunted house. I'm a sucker for the haunted house setup, though. I do enjoy it.
I don't watch a lot of horror, but I remember like one that was like I think Japanese horror. They're so scary. Like Japanese horror movies. I watched one a while like I didn't even know it's horror until like I realized it messed up. It was like one call away. Wait, no, that's a Charlie Puth song. It was like one last call.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, there's an American version of it too, but I like the Japanese version. I think the Japanese version makes a little more sense. But yeah, like where they keep getting the phone calls and then they die. Yeah, one missed call. Yeah.
Because of that, I like never accept phone calls. I think silent.
You just let it ring, man.
Scarred me. One of the scenes scarred me so hard that for a while I couldn't like bring my phone in the toilet because I was so scared. You know. Because like one of them like had a phone call and she mutilated herself in the bath.
Yeah. Oh, bat scenes in horror movies always make me really nervous.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do they have to do it in the shower?
I know. Now I can't remember. It's like I can't remember the name of this horror movie, but it's like a classic like haunted house one. And it's the one where all the kids are like the bodies are like in the walls. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. But there's a scene in it where a girl's like in the shower and the shower curtain like sucks in on her and she gets like stuck in it. I know. That literally freaked me out. Yeah, I hated it. And I still think about that. My shower luckily is like a standing shower, so I have like doors, so I don't have like a curtain, like a plastic curtain. But now when I shower and like anytime I shower in one that has a curtain, I think about it and it really freaks me out. Oh, Haunting in Connecticut. That's it. Yep. Haunting in Connecticut. That's good.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Now I'm scared. I hate showering scene. Like it makes me scared to shower. It makes me not want to blink, you know?
No, showering is good for you. You should take a shower every day.
Oh, that's messed up. Like the children in the wall.
Alright, I'm gonna give this statue a 3. That seems fair.
I wish like they build up the thing more. I'm closing my eyes.
Gateway of the Mind. Oh, I think this is the Russian experiment one. Or maybe it's just something similar. Oh, it's not. It's something similar though. Okay, Gateway of the Mind. there is a picture, but I cannot scroll to it, so you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. This is oops, sorry. I immediately scrolled.
I didn't see it. It's okay.
Okay, good.
I didn't see it. I blinked.
This is Gateway of the Mind. I'm
Sorry,
so
that was my physiological reaction. I just blinked.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm so glad. I'm evil, but I'm not that evil. Okay. In 1983, a team of deeply pious scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. The scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. They believed that the five senses clouded our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. To purge him of all his senses, the scientists performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connection to the brain was surgically severed. Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. With no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world, he was alone with his thoughts. Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about his state of mind in jumbled, slurred sentences that he couldn't even hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushed, unintelligible voices in his head. Assuming it was an onset of psychosis, the scientists paid little attention to the man's concerns. 2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking with him, and even more, he could communicate back. The scientists were intrigued, but not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists. He repeated personal information to the scientists that only their dead spouses and parents would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of the scientists left the study. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming. In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response. He begged the scientists for sedatives so that he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for 3 days, until he started having severe night terrors. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and hear the deceased in his dreams. Only a day later, the subject began to scream and claw at his non-functional eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. The hysterical subject now said the voices of the dead were deafening and hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. At one point, he yelled, "No heaven, no forgiveness," for 5 hours straight. He continually begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table so he could not kill himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggling and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops silently streaked his face. For 2 weeks, the subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head and, despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with a scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and he has abandoned us." And his vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death. The end! It's religious horror! Your favorite!
That's messed up, man.
You know what? This actually reminds me of something, though. I don't know if I've ever told you, but I have a lot of deaf people in my family. And for example, my great-grandma and great-grandfather were both deaf, and some of my cousins are deaf. And they actually have a belief that because they are deaf, their sixth sense is stronger. So they believe everybody has a sixth sense, which with you can like sense the supernatural, and they believe that you can like sense God with that and like angels and things. And because they are deaf, they believe that their sixth sense, along with all of the other senses, is heightened because they can't hear. And so they had like a bunch of crazy stories about like seeing things and stuff like that.
So that's scary. I believe that I have a sixth sense. So my sixth sense will, like, before even encountering such experiences, my sixth sense will like make my body react so badly that I run away.
Really?
So I don't. Yeah, so I don't like experience anything. I'll just be like, oh, I don't feel good. Goodbye. You know, like I remember whenever like I go out or something, and then like 5 kilometers away, I'm like, I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling and I really don't like it, and I just not go. And it turns out like that place was haunted. Maybe it's my guardian angel. But like, nope,
Yeah,
do not
maybe.
go back, go revert. Nope, get heck out of here.
I don't have anything like that.
But I wish they helped me in like cooking or stuff, or like not get sick.
Yeah, where are they when you're about to burn down your house with the air fryer? Where are they then?
Working overtime, man. Give them a break.
Yeah, they're like, even guardian angels need a break sometimes. Come on.
Which I'm glad, because every time if I want to watch like a horror stuff, like my body just rejects it. Like I just can't. I get like so much goosebumps, and I get so paranoid that before I even watch something horror, or before I want to read something horror, it's like, nope. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh man, I fall asleep watching horror movies. I fell asleep last night watching Freddy vs. Jason.
Wait, have you watched this horror movie? It's called The Midsommar. Midsommar?
Yeah, Midsommar, yeah.
I like
It's
the
it's sad though,
movie.
it's really sad.
I didn't watch it. I just read the synopsis because I was scared. And I thought that was a really nice story. Yeah, really sad, but like, whoa.
Yeah, that one's a little it's a tough watch. It's very like visceral depictions of grief that I found unpleasant, but I can't say that it was not a good movie because it definitely was.
Yeah, cults are crazy, man. A lot of horror stories are like cults. Always the cults.
Yeah, I like stuff about cults.
Like religious horror are the most scary one.
Yeah, I think religious horror can be really scary for sure.
Cause they're so real, you know. I
Yeah,
think horror stories are only scary when you feel like it's real. It could happen. So when
Yeah, I
you watch
definitely
it,
think-
you're like, yeah. So when you're watching it, you're like at the same time thinking like this probably happened somewhere in this world, and it like creeps you.
Yeah, I think when it's like ghosts and things like that, it doesn't scare me as much when it's like yeah, like you said, like more realistic. Like a lot of times with like the religious horror, an aspect of it is like, is this even happening, or are these people just have like messed up beliefs, or have they just like decided for themselves and now they're about to do these horrible things for no good reason? Like I find that kind of thing really scary because that stuff really does happen. Like people do just go crazy and they're like, God told me to kill somebody, and then they go and do it. Like it's very,
Yeah.
very spooky.
Exactly. Or like they
Yeah.
get possessed or something.
I would give this one. I like this one. I will give it a. I'll give it an 8.
Like this one. I feel like it's a nice. It's like a good game. like it's like a good game storyline, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm investigating this this hospital, and then you go into a room filled with people that can't talk, but they're like screaming at you, and then you realize they're all experiment, and then you just have to kill them.
Yeah. I do think, however, if you lose the sense of feeling, I don't think you can move anymore. I don't think that's possible.
That's true. Like,
right? Like, wouldn't you just be... Yeah, I don't think he'd be able to move, right?
I don't think you can feel anything.
Oh, he wouldn't even be able to eat. I guess they could put him on, like, IV and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, then why? How can he bite his own flesh? He can't move. He can't control his body.
Maybe his contact with the dead, like, gave him the supernatural ability to do it or something.
That's true.
Alright, that was Gateway of the Mind. And this one doesn't have any pictures. Okay. If you want to read this one, it's called I'm Downstairs.
Can you let me in? Oh my gosh, I hear about this, like, wait, which country in America? It's like the vampires. There's like a lot of vampires in that one place in America.
New Orleans?
And then, oh yeah, New Orleans vampires. Yeah, like I went on a really deep dive into New Orleans vampires, and then how they're saying that vampires, they will only come in your place because they need permission. So they will ask like, can you let me in? And if you say yes, then it's over for you.
Yeah, I love a monster with rules. I talked about this to my chat a lot, so I won't go on a whole rant. But I love when a monster has rules. I find it very, very fun. So I like that vampires can't come in unless they are given permission.
Yeah, like I thought that was pretty cool because like why? Maybe them saying yes, it's like, so now I can possess your mind because you're like they're like agreed to like, you know.
It's like the, do you like the black-eyed children stories?
What is that? It's so scary. Black-eyed peas.
Like black-eyed peas. The black-eyed children.
Scary, what are those? That's scary. What do you mean black eyes?
So it all started with this one guy's story, and then once he said it, a bunch of people from like all over the place, but I think mostly in America, have reported seeing these black-eyed children. So
oh
basically,
my god, okay, don't say it. Oh, I'm scared now. Oh, I'm scared now. What the frick? Don't, guys, don't spam it. I don't like I'm freaked out. I don't like things with black eye socket. Like they freak the freak out of me. Like I cannot handle like eyeless socket. Like creeps me out so badly. Oh, okay, that's, oh my god, that's, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now.
Oh no!
Yes,
I didn't want to really scare you.
That's scary, man. What the freak? Oh.
Yeah, some of the stories get spooky even for me, but it's fun.
Coraline? Oh, I'm freaked out by that movie, Coraline.
The button eyes.
Yeah, I just think like black eyes are really scary. I don't know, there's something about, it's like I'm scared of horror because of the eye contact, you know, like they always do those jump scares. I'm not terrified by like how their body mutilate. No, I'm terrified by their eye contact. It's like they're looking at you through your soul. Like they're coming to get you. You know?
Yeah.
Like they're coming to kill you. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
read their nefarious intent.
Yeah, so it's so scary. Man, blind people must have it good, cause like, you know, they don't. They just watch horror movies and listen.
Oh, blind people.
Yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to get jump scared. They just, you know, hear the voice. You know, or like they could, like, how do they read? Do they read the braille? Is there like braille for horror? And then like, how do they get scared? Like they put their hands on the braille and they're like, ugh. like I don't, man.
I feel like it would be even creepier though, because like I don't like the idea of like hearing stuff and knowing that stuff's going on and not being able to see it. Like I'm the type of person that, you know, like when I get a shot, I have to watch the needle go in because I need to know like exactly when it came in and I want to watch it come out. It freaks me out to just like look away and I know that they're gonna put a needle in me but I can't see it. It like totally gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I feel like it would be harder for me to like just listen and then not be able to see what's happening.
You know, that's so true. Yeah, that's true.
I like their reactions. Like half of the people are like, yeah, me too, and then the other half are like, no, I won't watch the needle. No.
I don't like needles. I'm super. I don't know what's that word. It's like if I watch a person kill a person, it's like I'm getting stabbed.
No,
Or if
I
see
totally get
blood,
that. Yeah, the
like knife. Yeah. I don't know.
sympathy,
What is that?
pain, and stuff like that. Yeah.
I remember when I watched like John Wick, and then I see him like stab someone. It's like I can feel it like going in my skin, and it hurts. Like it hurts.
Man, Wimmy, I feel like I got tricked into watching John Wick because my friends were like, oh, you're gonna love John Wick. It's like campy action and it's really fun. They're crazy movies. So like I thought that it was gonna be like funny. And then I watched the first John Wick and it made me cry. I cried so much. It was so sad. But apparently as the story goes on, it does get like more campy and less sad. But it hurt me. I was very hurt.
It's I watched the last one. Do you watch the last one?
No, I've only seen the first two.
Okay, then no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
But the last one was hard to watch as... It's not hard to watch as in it's bad. It's like there's like this dread. Like you're just sitting there and it's like dreadful. Like watching it, it's like torture, you know?
Yeah.
You're just watching it, like... So sad. It's like, his life is so sad.
Oh, man.
It's like, when does it even end? You know?
That's like, that makes me think... I've brought it up to chat so many times, so I'm sorry, chat. But I watched this movie not that long ago called Iron Claw. And it's based off of a true story. And it's literally one of the hardest movies I've ever watched in my life. Like, it was so hard to sit through. I consider it's not a horror movie, but I consider it body horror personally. And it was just so sad. And like you said, just dread. Like you just feel miserable the whole time you watch it. It was awful. I will never ever watch it again. It's about wrestling, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the
very
family
brutal.
die?
What'd you say?
Did the family die?
It's like literally you just kind of watch them all die one by one. It's horrible. It's really bad. I hate it. It was so hard to watch. So anyways, do you want to read I'm Downstairs?
hey. The clock struck midnight. I was on my laptop in my bedroom, browsing through YouTube videos. However, my browsing stopped and went, oh, browsing! Have you ever gotten, like, those, like, jump scare virus that stops your browser?
Yeah. When I was little, it scared the heck out of me.
They still do it now. I think it was, like, maybe 5 years ago. I was, like, on like a browser and then I clicked something and then the browser froze and I thought, oh no, it's Trojan, it's freaking Trojan again. And then like suddenly there's this ghost jump scare that came, jumped at me, and then I couldn't close the browser, I couldn't close my screen, my entire laptop was lagging. I was so scared and the girl just kept screaming.
Because they always get the loudest noise on those. It's awful.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't. I can't do anything, and then they just like slammed my laptop shut. Like I was so scared.
That is really scary. Wait, do you stream from a laptop?
I used to.
Oh.
Wait, I am now. Like with you. I used to for a year. I streamed. Was it a year and a half? Yeah, I streamed on the laptop.
Oh wow. I feel like I always have so many windows open. It would be really hard to stream regularly from a laptop. Though I have done it a few times. That laptop works so hard.
Yeah. I have. Yeah, I'm like a. Man, I have so many tabs open too. Like, but for this laptop, I try not to have so many tabs. It's like closing them. Yeah, I used to have like 1,000 tabs. I used to have 1,000 tabs on like 5 different browsers. And they're all like manga chapters.
Oh, that's a mood,
I didn't realize how much they eat.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how hard they're eating, and I was using Chrome.
Oh, I still use Chrome.
Yeah, no, Chrome. Oh my gosh, Chrome is really laggy.
I'm just too lazy to switch.
That's true. That's true. And then I discovered... And then I realized I could do it on my iPad too. And it's fine. So I've just been doing it on my iPad. Because it don't stream from my iPad. So I just switched.
I like reading manga on my iPad. It feels nice.
Until you read it and it smacks your face. Happens to me so many times.
I would be lying if I said that's never happened to me. I may have had a bruise on my face for a while from that.
Yeah, like when the iPad hits, it's like when you're reading manga, you get really eepy and your consciousness is not really there, and you're just like scrolling through the chapter. You don't even know what's going on. It's like
yeah. That was me reading One Piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one more chapter.
Yeah, and then with the phone is like, and then when you smack it, you're like, what's going on? And it's really dark, and you open your phone and just flashlight in your eye. And you're like, it's like you're being flash bombed. All of a sudden you're like, huh, what's going on? Who am I? Where am I? What?
I had the problem for a while. I was regularly reading manga on my phone, and so I was like holding it like in a specific way on my hand, and it actually caused like a dent in my pinky finger. Like from the weight of the phone being on my pinky finger for so many hours, it like caused a dent in my finger.
Oh god, I have that dent too.
Oh, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Like I remember when I went to the doctor's, and then like the doctor grabbed my hand. Oh, it's like, oh no. I was like, what? Like, oh, it's like, oh no, you have to. It's like, you have the iPad fingers. I said, what iPad fingers? Like, oh, like children who watch iPad, like hold it a specific way, where it dents your pinky and your ring finger, specifically pinky and ring finger, and then and you're like, oh no, you have it too. And then I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, try putting your hand straight, and you see that your pinky will not connect to your ring finger. And I'm like, oh no, I can't connect. You're like, exactly, because you have the iPad fingers.
You've got the dent. It grows back though.
It goes back if you stop holding your phone.
Yeah. Mine went back.
In that way, in that specific way where your pinky is at the bottom of your phone. Like, you should not hold it that way. If you hold it that way, your pinky is constantly being stretched. That's why my pinky is so far apart than like the rest of my fingers.
It's your powerful otaku pinky.
Yeah, and I had to try to keep changing the way I use my phone, but it's so hard. Yeah, guys,
because there's like one way you find it careful, like one way you find it comfortable, you know.
Yeah, everybody, like, hold your hand, your palm up to the sky. Like, no, your fingers point out to the sky and try to connect all of your fingers, and then see if your pinky is slightly dent, or it just won't stick to your fingers. Like, if the tip of your pinky is a little far apart, yeah, you got like the iPad fingers. It means either you're a millennial or you're an iPad baby.
iPad baby. Headset dent. I definitely don't have a headset dent, but I don't wear headphones very often. Do you have a headset dent with me?
No, because I don't really like using headphones because they feel very hot.
Yeah, I don't like using them either. They give me
yeah.
headaches.
Yeah, because they're very, like, they're tight and they're hot.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah.
I like it too.
And it's like heavy on my head, and I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
so...
not very mobile.
I use buds, or I just don't use headphones at all most of the time, actually.
I just use speakers most of the time. I like wired earphones. Like, not headphones, but just earphones. I like those. I still use earphones.
Wait, what's the difference? Earphones? Headphones?
Like the
ones that just...
ones.
The small ones that just go in your ears?
Yeah, like, you know, like AirPods.
Oh, okay.
But wired?
Yeah, that's what I use. That's like what I have right now. It's like a wired earbuds.
Yeah, that's what I've always used. I like those because they're light.
Yeah, I like them a lot better. The over the ear ones are just too... They hurt my head.
After a while, my ears hurt too. They sort of like bend your ear bone.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Don't say wired. Okay? You have to understand that when you use like a wireless headphones, there's lag. So now everything's gonna be lag, so your voice isn't gonna sync up with your model. If you're trying to do karaoke, it's not gonna sync up with the music. And it's really frustrating and hard to troubleshoot. So you gotta do wired.
Yeah, wired's best. I like wired. Wireless headphone pay for the convenience. I guess so. I wear wireless headphones if I have to go outside because it blocks the noise. Yeah, because I need the noise canceling. Because I get overstimulated, and it's also like a good thing because then, you know, people don't come to you. You know, talk like salesmen won't come to you and be like, are you interested to purchase this credit card?
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't always work, but it comes in clutch sometimes. You just gotta have headphones in. Nobody talks to you. Don't talk to me. I got headphones in. In the grocery store, at the airport, when I'm going for walks outside.
Yeah.
Gotta have the
Just put
headphones
it
on.
Max noise canceling.
How am I gonna extend your warranty? Go away! Be gone! I don't want your warranty.
I don't need a warranty.
Get out of here, you schmuck.
Yeah, noise canceling over the ear is like the king of don't bother me. Exactly!
Yeah.
It's odd. I still get people who talk to me wearing headphones at the grocery store. I think those are
it
just
doesn't always
talkative
work.
people. Like some people, they just don't get it. You know, they're like, "Why are we not talking to each other? What's going on in society? We should talk." Yeah, shut up, old lady. You can talk more when you're in the old folks' home. Like, goddamn, leave me alone. Like, I sometimes at the grocery store, I still get like people who come and ask me random stuff. I just pretend they don't exist. And it just like, they look at me and they're like, "Excuse me," and I just walk past them and I just stare at the wall at the side. You know? Like, it's something I always do. Like, I just
it kind of
pretend
depends
that
on my mood.
I pretend that they're calling somebody behind me. So I just like...
Well, see, that's why the headphones, I
them.
think, are nice sometimes, because you can, like, pretend, like, you can genuinely pretend that you didn't know that they were talking to you. Because
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that way they don't get mad. Like, they're not going to be like, "Oh, she's so rude," and get mad. They'll just be like, "Oh, she didn't hear me," and then you just, like, keep walking like, "Oh, I didn't." But...
And then, yeah, and what I hate... That's why I hate going out. But if I'm forced to go out, I hate it when you want to buy something and then the lady just, like, keep bothering you. Like, "Oh, would you like to buy this? Like, you want to buy this? And, like, what do you want?" I would just pretend they don't exist. Just grab my stuff,
They're
and
probably used to that, though. Also, if you're not gonna buy what they're trying to sell, then you're saving them time anyways by ignoring them. You know?
Exactly. I like to pretend I'm mute. That's my favorite thing to do. I just type on my phone and they get the message and then they won't talk to me.
You know what bothers me, and it's just like a pet peeve. I don't have a good reason to hate it, but I just really get annoyed when people make comments about like what's in my cart, you know? Like, I'll put stuff in my cart and they'll be like, "Oh, you're making spaghetti tonight?" I'm like, "Shut up. First of all, why are you looking at my cart? And who cares? Why do you care if I'm making spaghetti? Why are you talking about the stuff in my cart?" It's just, I don't know, it just gets on my nerves. Don't look in there.
Why do they say that? That's so weird.
I don't know.
Is it an American thing?
Maybe it is just an American thing. Or like if you put like a lot of stuff in your cart, you know, like they'll be like, someone will be like, "Oh, you really like tuna, huh?" Yes, I do really like tuna. Thank you for noticing all the tuna in my cart. Leave me alone. Or if you get like, you know, sometimes I'll go and I'll get like chips and maybe like a thing of wine, you know, and then somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you having a party tonight?" Leave me alone! Why do you care what I'm buying? It shouldn't get on my nerves because I feel like it's mostly innocent small talk. Like, they're clearly not trying to be mean, but it's just a pet peeve. For some reason, it annoys me.
I think it's just like, if it's like the staff, then it makes sense because maybe it's just a customer service thing that they have like forced to do.
Oh yeah, if I'm
friendly.
Yeah, if I'm going into the checkout line, I always take out my headphones, and if the checkout person talks to me, that doesn't bother me, because yeah, a lot of times they're pressured to do that anyways. And they're just doing their job, so yeah, they get a pass. If you're the clerk, you get a pass.
It's always the car part, Karen. the Karens with the short hair and be like, "Oh, you're eating spaghetti, huh? Having spaghetti tonight?" "No, ma'am. This is for the dog." Like, "Are you blind?" "Of course I'm making spaghetti." Like, you know, you buy tuna and they're like, "Oh, you're making a tuna sandwich?" I was like, "No, I'm using it to brush my teeth." You know, like, why are you like, I don't know. I think small talk is really stupid. Like, it lacks intelligence. It's like when you're eating and somebody comes over and they're like, "Ooh, are you eating?" No, I'm grazing the food with my eyes. Like, you know? Like, can you come up with more intelligent topics to talk about? Or like when you're going on a walk and you're like, "Going on a walk, huh?" "No. I'm just enjoying the
That's
view
true.
with my
People
eyes."
do that. You'll be like walking and they'll be like, "Ah, you went for a walk?" Yeah, I'm walking." Like, why are you talking to me? I'm gonna keep walking away now.
Yes. No, I'm flying. Exactly. It's like the things that they say. It's kind of funny when you realize it. They always, you know, like, you're eating a sandwich. You're like, "Wow, you're eating a sandwich, huh?" "No, this is spaghetti, ma'am."
It is. But like I said, it's kind of my mood, because if you catch, like, sometimes I'm just in a good mood. So there have been times where like somebody's talked to me and I've just been like, "Okay, vibe," and then had a conversation with a stranger. Like, it's very random whether I'm gonna be annoyed by it or not, you know?
Yeah, and then it rains and you're like, "It's raining, huh?" "No, it's snowing, man." You know, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes the things they say, it's like, "No shit, Sherlock." Like, you know? "Thank you, Captain Obvious. Do you want a medal for it?"
I guess, yeah, they just, you know, they see a cute evil Nephilim and they just gotta say something. They just gotta say something. They want to talk to you.
I guess people don't do it here. Maybe it's just American thing. They just
Yeah, I think Americans are friendly in that sense.
yeah, like they're friendly
So
and they walk around. Yeah, like the talk, I guess.
Well, it's just like not abnormal to like strike a conversation with a stranger in America, and I feel like a lot of Americans are not really particularly bothered by that. And it's normal for like your server at a restaurant to be very personable, or for like the grocery store clerk to be personable and like have a conversation. And I think in other places it's not like that. You know?
Oh yeah, like I've seen American server. They're like, "Oh, how are you? Like, I hope you're having a nice day." And then they're like, "Oh, my name is this," and I'll be like, "Your server." I was like, "Wow, that's over here. They don't care. Just like get your food, give you the stink eye."
Yeah. But
as an introverted American, it can be annoying. Must suck being introverted in America. That's why you need big headphones and pretend they don't exist, and then they'll just self-doubt and then get self-insecure and think about it later, and maybe they'll think that the problem is them.
yeah. It's especially tough if you're introverted and you live in like a southern state, because even more so in the South, yeah, people like will talk to you. And if you live in a small town, you're gonna run into people you know, and they are gonna talk to you. Like, you're gonna run into an old school teacher.
That's true.
And they're gonna talk to you. So like I've had friends like literally who had so much anxiety that they couldn't leave the house, and then they moved to like a new city where they didn't know anybody and there was a lot more people, and now they can leave the house again because like people aren't going to talk to them. Like a lot of the anxiety was like, I have to go out in public and like have conversations. But now that they live somewhere where they don't know everybody and it's like more like city, people ignore them more. They're more comfortable to just kind of like go to the grocery store or whatever, because they can go and not have to really interact with anybody.
That is so true. That would be, man, I get that, man. That's why I don't go out. Like, it's like, like even when I go out, I don't know, I get really self-conscious. Like I keep thinking they're talking about me and gets in my head.
Yeah.
It's like, are they looking at my face? You know, like, what are they talking about? And then I feel like if you're in like a small southern country area, and then if you're not as introverted, and then they'll be like, oh, she's not really that friendly, and then they'll like spread rumors.
Oh yeah, that can definitely be things. Sometimes people who are just shy kind of accidentally get labeled as rude, when the truth is they're a little introverted. You know, but it's definitely like that in the South. Like if you don't go to like you know, like if you're like you live in a neighborhood and maybe they throw like pool parties at the like neighborhood pool or whatever, and like you don't ever go to those, then people will think that you're kind of like snobby or rude. But you might just be like shy and you don't want to go to the public pool parties, you know?
Right? And then they're like, oh, come on, like, don't be shy. And you're like, but I'm an introvert. They're like, oh, it does not exist, you know? You just need to mingle more, but I don't want to mingle, you know? It's like, yeah. They don't believe in introverts.
Yeah,
they
for
can
sure.
be fixed, but they don't understand we don't want to be fixed. Yeah. Oh gosh, we like strayed so far away.
Oh my gosh.
We're supposed
I kind of
to go
forgot.
back to...
Okay. We I don't want to stream for too much longer because I think you need to get your rest, Miss Wimmy. Because I know you're still very sick.
Yeah, I got the flu. It sucks. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you guys do not get the flu.
Please stay safe, everybody. Don't get the flu. Maybe like 20 more minutes. How many stories can we read in 20 minutes?
We can neutral like three more.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's getting sick now. Like,
I know, it's
Ivy's
crazy.
getting sick. Everybody, Jelly just recovered, and then and then so many people on the internet is getting sick. Oh, it's the flu season.
Yeah,
oh,
flu
no.
season.
Yeah,
I've gotta.
Everybody's okay.
I gotta get my flu shot. My mom just got it, and it actually made her sick for like a day.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I think it might be because she went to the hospital, and so she got the flu before the flu medication would work. You know?
Yeah.
That's some bad luck, man. Imagine
it's super bad luck.
Imagine getting a flu shot and you end up getting the flu. It's like, what am I shotted for then?
Right. I don't want to get the flu. I'll get my shot maybe this week.
You won't, I believe.
Thank you.
The lunatics will protect you. That's
All
why
right,
they're getting
lunatics.
sick. That's why the lunatics are getting sick, because they're like, every time you do a sneeze, one of them gets sick. So you don't get the flu. Whoa.
Okay, so you heard it here, lunatics. If I get the flu, it's your fault. You stopped protecting me. It's your fault if I get it, and I will be billing you for my medical expenses.
Yeah, exactly. Now I know why I wake up with a runny nose today. Yeah, so Runie escaped flu today, which means one lunatic has tanked her flu capacity today. So we need another lunatic to tank it for her tomorrow, and tomorrow again, and the day after.
Thank you.
Mwah. I volunteer.
They're so eager.
Yeah, they're so eager. Maybe because, if they get food, they don't have to work. So it's like a win-win situation.
I mean, honestly, sometimes, like, if I get sick, like, in my bed sick, then it's not good. But sometimes it feels refreshing to, like, just be a little too sick to go into work. Because then I take the day off and I'm like, well, I can relax a little bit, catch up on chores, and have a day at home. It does feel nice sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of glad I woke up sick today.
Yeah, to lie in your bed and just relax. Okay, let's continue. Let me restart. The clock struck midnight. I was on my laptop in my bedroom, browsing through YouTube videos. However, my browsing stopped when my phone vibrated. Bzz, bzz. I saw that I received a text message from my friend, Ben. Like Ben 10. Hey man, I'm outside by the back door. Can you let me in? Why does he sound southern? Hey man, I'm outside by the back door. Can you let me in? Yeehaw. I knew he was lying. For the last few weekends, he had been messing with me. One weekend, he told me he was parked in my cul-de-sac. What?
Cul-de-sac, yeah.
Cul-de-sac. When in reality, he was in his bedroom. The following weekend, he told me he was coming over to hang out. When I came outside to greet him in his car, he floored it out of my neighborhood. I wasn't going to let him get me this time. I sent a reply back. Hey, I know you're just messing with me again. He immediately replied back. Hell no. I'm being serious this time. I'm back by the back door. Nice try. I know you're not there. I placed my phone down and continued my search. About a minute later, my phone vibrated again. Bzz, bzz. I'm downstairs. Ben, you can't troll me 3 weekends in a row. However, I'll give you A for effort. I placed my phone down again. I wasn't going to play his little game. As I was about to continue my search, I started to hear something from the deafening silence of my dark house. I faced the doorway behind me and listened closely. It sounded like footsteps, silent footsteps walking around downstairs. It was nerve-wracking. I couldn't believe it. Was my mind tricking with me, or was Ben actually in my house? I grabbed my phone. Are you joking with me, man? I continued to listen as my phone vibrated again. Bzz, bzz. No, I told you I was downstairs, but you didn't believe me. I was quite relieved that it was him, but I was pissed off that he broke into my house. I could hear him walking around downstairs as I waited for him to come into my bedroom. Are they dating? Who the heck invites a guy into his bedroom? I grabbed my phone again. Aren't you going to come upstairs? I can hear you walking around downstairs. Just come out here already. I sent the message and waited for him to respond. I was starting to get a little annoyed after a minute of waiting. I got up from my bed and went to the doorway. I proceeded to shout downstairs. Get your ass upstairs already. Stop freaking around. I sat back on my bed and I began to hear him walk upstairs. Suddenly, my phone vibrated again. It was a text message from Ben, and I was messing with you, right? My heart dropped. I looked up to the door to see my killer smiling at me. Oh, that was a little anticlimactic.
How are they writing this if they're dead?
Like, my killer. What does that even mean? Like,
What do you mean it sounds romantic? Someone says that sounds romantic. My killer.
I thought it was like some dark figure, and then she had to run for her life or something.
Yeah. I see people saying it in chat, and I agree. I feel like, yeah, if you just took out this last sentence, it would be stronger. Like, you could have just ended it at, you know I was effing with you, right? My heart dropped. And then just leave it hanging, because then you just have to, like, you yourself immediately start imagining, like, what's gonna happen. Yeah.
End of story. Then you could be like our imagination. Yeah, it sucks. How's this 7.9 rating? Who the freak is rating this 7.9?
I know. I think they're very generous on the creepypasta ratings. Let's rate it. I would give it a 2.
Yeah, like a 1 or 2. Cause like the front part is nice. The back part just really ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. Alright. Next.
Yeah.
Let's see. The peculiar painting. The grandfather clock struck 11 as the wealthy old man rubbed his eyes, tired from reading one of his many dusty books that were stacked neatly on a tall oak bookshelf near the creaky chair on which he sat. He was a collector of the fine arts, having always had an affinity for them since he was a young adult. He had not acquired his wealth through hard work or luck. The man had the pleasure of being born into a very well-off family. Well, how is that not luck?
Exactly,
Like, if you're just born rich, you're just lucky, man. I don't get that. Okay.
Get the jackpot.
He felt he had invested his inheritance well throughout the years, and took great pride in his extensive collection of all varieties of art. The first piece he had bought was a genuine Eugene Delacroix, who he admired for his expressive brushstrokes and eye-catching use of color. The balding man cast an apprehensive gaze at the newest addition to his collection, a painting that was roughly half the size of his shelf. There were many mysteries surrounding the painting, such as the fact that it was by an unknown painter, or the fact that every previous owner of the painting had been robbed blind, the painting disappearing for months at a time, before inexplicably appearing once more in a different gallery. The subject of the painting itself was even more odd. A figure of a nondescript age and gender stood in the dead center of the canvas, taking up most of it. The background a desolate landscape with coins, jewelry, and other valuables pooling at the figure's feet. It wore exuberant clothing that seemed to change with every disappearance, ranging from a heavy, berry red fur coat to a light, airy dress that seemed to only be weighed down by the treasure at its toes. Some speculated that there were similar but different versions of the same painting, but testing revealed that every painting was completed at the same date, debunking the theory. When the perplexing painting appeared in a local gallery that the old man frequented, he knew he had to add it to his collection. He inquired about it, and it was sold to him for a pleasantly low price, the man attributing the cheapness to the superstition surrounding it. He was so proud of his purchase he refused to display it with the rest of his collection, instead hanging it above the desk in his private study. He later regretted that decision, as day by day something began to bother him about the seemingly hungry gaze of the person in the painting. Once again, he brushed it off as hearing so much about the ridiculous story of the painting that stole itself, as the local paper had put it once, receiving news that it showed up in the town. The shifting nature of the painting was just a bogus claim by the paper to get more readers, and the robberies were just a coincidence. He told himself no one in their right mind would try to rob him. His home, although not in the dead center of the city, was still close enough to other houses to where it would be almost impossible for them to not notice that something was wrong. With this reassuring thought in mind, the old man retired himself to bed. He was slowly awoken by the clicking footsteps of heels on hardwood floor. Slowly opening his gray eyes, he searched around the room for the source of the noise. It was too dark to see anything. He groped blindly in the dark until he found the matchbox he kept on the bedside table. Striking a match, the yellow glow of the fire lightened the room, showing no signs of an intruder. He picked up a white candle, lighting it and quickly blowing out the match before the flame could reach his fingertips, soft from years of idleness. Standing from his lush bed, the floor creaked obnoxiously, evicting a short yelp from the man before he grit his mouth shut, paranoid that whatever might be in his house had heard him. As tempted as he was to blow out the candle and go back to bed, sleepless, he was determined to prove to himself that the seemingly cursed painting was just childish superstition and nothing more. As he turned to his desk, he realized how wrong he was. In place of where the painting had previously hung was nothing but an empty space and a small hole where the nail had been, as if the painting was forcefully removed from it. He gasped in horror as he heard the floor creak behind him. The man turned around, amber light slowly illuminating an androgynous figure in a berry red fur coat, holding all that it could carry of the man's lot. It chuckled, satisfied with its work, as the man's candle was extinguished, the figure receding into the darkness of the old man's now empty home. What? That was boring.
That was boring, man. This feels like a story, not really like...
Yeah, it didn't give me the good creepypasta vibes, you know?
Yeah, and then they use so many big words.
Yeah, I didn't really like the flow of the sentences very much. I don't know. I'm giving this a 1. I didn't like it.
Like, what is the point? Like, there's no build-up. He just took his time to... You know,
Yeah.
It's like when the professor gives you like 1,000-word essay and you just write whatever just to hit the mark.
Yeah. You just gotta fill in space.
Yeah, with like big words. This is bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that
This
one.
sounds like a prologue for a mystery story.
Yeah, I think it
mystery
could have been more interesting, but I don't know. It didn't land. The Portraits, aka The Cabin in the Woods. Now this one's highly rated. This one almost has 10 stars.
Ooh, this reminds me of
8.93.
whatever they say about the Appalachian.
Oh yeah, people say that that's really, really creepy. Oh, this one's super short.
I saw a TikTok of this girl. She was recording herself, I think opening a bag of popcorn. And then she was just like opening it, and all of a sudden she could hear a scream. And that scream creeped me out because she was alone. And then they were like, "You live in Appalachian Mountain. What are you doing in a car park in the middle of the night opening a bag of popcorn?" And then people were like, "Oh, that's so creepy." And they're saying how, like, if you hear screams when you're in the Appalachian Mountain, the further the scream is, the closer the creature is.
What? That's creepy.
Oh yeah, skinwalkers!
I heard a story.
I always
Sorry, go ahead.
I always thought skinwalkers were like fantasy, not real, until I went on a deep dive on TikTok and started talking about like skinwalkers, and I got so creeped out because like And then
The
people were
stories
so
are pretty
convincing.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a story about in the Appalachian Mountains, this girl, she had a dog and she came home with her cousin and they were like, oh, where's the dog? They didn't see the dog. And then they heard the dog like barking in the woods. So they were like, oh my gosh, the dog got out. He's in the woods. He might be hurt. So they went running into the woods and the barking kept getting like further away and further away. And they kept like running and trying to get to the dog. And they were being led like further into the woods until they heard their like parents like calling for them. And so reluctantly they went back to be like, hey, like our dog is like trapped in the woods. And then their dog was at home with their parents. So there was no dog in the woods.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there might have been, but it wasn't their dog. Isn't that creepy? Yeah, mimic stories, I think, could get really fun and creepy.
And I heard one. I was like, this guy, he lost his dog. It's always the freaking dog in the forest, man. Like, sheesh,
Right?
like keeps your dogs away from the forest. Like this guy, he lost his dog in the forest, and then so he asked the people around if they could guide him, and they're like, no, we're not going in that forest. But you can ask this old man. And so he went to ask this old man. This was like a true story. And then the old man's like, nah. But he begged. He's like, please, it's my dog. Like, I'm so worried about him. You know, like, I love him. Like, please, like, you know. And he's like, okay, fine. I said, but I need to set some rules. And it was like, you must follow me. And whatever you see, do not look at anything. Do not stare at anything. Just you can look, but it's do not eye contact or stare too long. Just keep going. And so he led him in the forest, and he's just like going around, and then he started seeing graves. He's like, hey, why are there graves in the forest that are like in the middle of the lake? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, you're crazy. And he's like, yeah, but there's lakes. And he's like, you're crazy, I don't know what you're talking about. And then it's like, must be something wrong with your head. It's like, let's just go. And then it's like, okay. And then he goes, and then they went really deep in the forest. And then after that, they got the dog, and the dog was fine. And then when they come back, and then when they reached the house, and he was like, hey, I was like, thank you so much for saving my dog, but like when we came back, I don't see those graves anymore. Like, there's no graves. And then the grandpa was like, yes, do not acknowledge anything, or do not stare at them. Do not acknowledge, pretend they don't exist, and you will be fine. The moment you acknowledge they exist, it's over. And then the dog's fine, and he's fine, but he was like, he remembered this. And then there's another one where they say in the Appalachian forest or mountain, a lot of people encounter seeing staircases.
Whoa, wait, I haven't heard that. That's
forest.
Creepy.
Yeah, staircases in the forest. It's a staircase that leads to like a door. And then there are a few people who experience like going through the door and coming back not feeling the same, or like them saying like the door is through the other side of the world, and that like there's like fairies and stuff, and then they
What?
not fairies, but like creatures that will come out of, like, if you open it, they will come out. Yeah, it's like a door. And then, you know, at first I thought like, oh, it's just like a story, right? And then I the more I Googled, the more so many people talked about seeing that the same random. And then if you don't acknowledge it and you just walk away and you come back, you won't see it anymore. Like, it's not there.
Yeah. Ah, I do. I really like when there's something creepy to me, like when you get instructions and it's like, as long as you follow the instructions, you'll be fine. Because there's just something about human nature that, like, you want to know what happens, though. Like, if you don't, you know? So that's why I think you'd really like the left-right game. You need to read it, because there's a lot of stuff like that in the left-right game.
Oh, man. Ugh. But I'm
it's
like,
good.
you know that Bloody Mary thing? Where you're like,
yeah, Bloody Mary. I used to play that when I was a kid.
Mirror, and then, yeah, don't look at the mirror. And then, so because of that stupid thing, every time I pass by my mirror, my mind is like, repeat. And I'm like, stop! No! You know, it's like, don't say it! And my brain's like, yeah, Mary, no! It's like so annoying.
Oh my gosh. You would totally summon Beetlejuice with me.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the time. Even now I still do it. That's why I don't like mirrors. Because my brain be like, mirror, stop! No! Stop!
That's so funny.
Yeah,
but you've been fine. Nothing ever happened, so... What's Bloody Mary got on you? Nothing.
Yeah, I'll just drink it like tomato juice.
What?
I'll just drink it like tomato juice. Nothing ever happens. No, like, isn't that a drink? Isn't that a cocktail? Of tomato juice?
Yeah. It's a drink with tomato juice.
Stop it, guys! You gotta take this seriously. Nothing ever happens, cause those that happen do not live to tell the tale, man.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
There was like this cryptid. What the freak? Cryptid video of like this guy who was recording on a boat. I'm not sure if that video is real or fake, but he was on a boat in the middle of the night because he was fishing, and then he hears like voices in the ocean. I was like, oh, I do not mess with like the ocean. I hear a lot of stories about evil spirits being in the ocean. Yeah, and there was just voices in the ocean talking to him, like screaming, like come here. Like, I don't know if it's real.
Oh,
or
like
not.
sirens.
Yeah, and they're saying it's sirens. And then it's so funny to me. I don't know why, but like every time they try to be like, oh, look, a mermaid spotted, and that stupid video is always in like 144p. Like,
I know, yeah.
2025. Do we not have iPhone with zooming capability?
Because it's easier to fake it when the film quality is bad. That's like one of the biggest giveaways to me that something's fake. If it was like recently caught on footage and it looks like it's from the freaking 80s, you know it's just fake. It's so fake.
Yeah, it's like every time like I see a video of like, I think I spot a mermaid or some creature like when I was swimming, and it's somehow so blurred out. And then and then people are like, oh, it's cause, you know, they have powers. What do you mean they have powers over technology? Like they could control how the camera shutters? That's wild. That's pretty wild.
That would be real crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, I wish it would make it more convincing than, you know, it looks like AI it, so it's like more convincing, so I could get freaked out. But man, it's like so blurry. It's like, try harder.
Yeah. It's not even hard to like make convincing like fake videos. So I think people should do that. Like, there's so much you can do with just like tricks of the camera and like simple video editing and like fishing line and stuff, so
exactly. It's
as
always
you've
like
shown us with
some
your silver.
weird, it's like some weird fishtail in 144p.
Yeah, or a lot of times I find that they'll take videos and they'll play them backwards, so it'll really make it seem like it's doing something that it's not. But you can usually figure it out. Or another thing to look for, and like especially a lot of the TikToks, is they'll like swing the camera around. And you can't notice it because everything blurs, but there's like a cut in the video where they clearly like spliced in another video. So like it'll look empty and then they'll look away and then they'll move really quickly back. But if you pause and like look in the blurry section of like while they're moving the camera, usually you can spot the cut. It's just hard to see because it goes so fast. Yeah. Yeah, good old movie magic. So I think it'd be fun to make videos like that, you know, hide in your cabinets and like make it look like they're opening. and then they're like, I was home alone. Okay, yeah, I believe you.
Tyan said, have you heard of the liar? It appears as a woman or a child asking you to let her in because it's cold. Nobody's coming in! I don't care if you're like a woman, a child, a man, a dog, a car, or whatever. You're not coming in. Like, you can freeze in the cold.
Well, that's what the black-eyed kids do. They ask to get inside. But you have to give them permission. They won't come in unless you tell them that they can. That's what they'll do. They'll try to get in your car or your house.
It's like the vampires in New Orleans. They be like, can I come in? And then if you say yes, then if you say no, then they just leave.
Wait, have you seen Sinners?
No.
There's I think it might be too scary for you to watch, but if you wanted to read a synopsis, I think you might like it. But there's a really good scene like that where
it's not real
somebody
story,
gets...
right? It's fake,
No,
right?
it's fake, totally fake.
Oh, okay.
But this guy comes back and he's been turned into a vampire, and so he gets to the entrance and he's like, hey, can I come on in? And everybody's like really suspicious. They're like, what do you mean, can you come in? You've been coming in and out all night. Why are you suddenly asking why do you need to be invited all of a sudden? And he's just like, oh, come on, just let me in. And it's like so tense, it's so good. Very fun scene.
Imagine if you're like a New Orleans vampire and you're like, can I come in? They're like, I wonder, that is the question. Well, I wonder, like, can you or can you not? It's like, and they're like, stop it. I'm not getting rage baited. Goodbye, I'll go to another house.
Right. I don't know. I do think that there's ways that people could get in my house, though. Like, I watched this one. It wasn't a real video. It was like a skit, but it was super scary, where this guy, he's at home and someone's like banging on his door. And so he gets his camera out, he's filming, he's like, who's banging on my door? And he like cracks his front door open a little bit, and it's a woman, and she's like, please, please, please let me in. Can I use your phone? I need to call the police. Like, this man's like trying to get me, and he can see this man like coming up on her. So he lets her into the house, and she's like absolutely freaking out. And he locks the door, and the guy's like coming up to the windows and looking in, and he's super, super freaking creepy. And so the guy goes and he's like gonna call the police or whatever, and then he hears and he turns around and the woman has like opened the window and let the man into the house. And then they like hit him over the head. Yeah. But I was like, see, that's how they would get me, because it would be really hard to like see someone in distress and not want to help them. You know what I mean? Especially another girl, you know?
Okay, that does not sound like a horror. That just sounds like America. That just sounds like a normal day in America, you know? Like, Like that's how they like they just rob you or stuff. Like they
Yeah,
trick you.
preying on human nature for sure. The fatal
Yeah, like,
gullibleness. But
yeah,
yeah, you want to be a good person. Well, I guess the thing is it's hard to not imagine yourself in that situation. Like if
that's
I was
true.
being chased by someone and banging on the door, like then I would want someone to let me in. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, it's like they would plan all these so they can trick on elderly people.
ugh,
Because they would take advantage of people's kindness. Then, you know, because of this kind of thing, it's like, oh no, then people stop, you know, then people have trust issues. So what if, like, a girl really is running away, like,
yeah.
from danger, but then you're so skeptical and then you don't help her and then she really dies. It's like, oh my
Yeah. Oh, the other stories that are these are so scary to me, and they're true. These really happen sometimes. Is people will pretend to be like police officers and stuff. So like I heard this one story. It's a true story about this woman, and she woke up in the middle of the night and she heard banging on her front door, and she could see outside when she got to her front door, like she could see fire, and at her front door were firemen, and of course, and it's like middle of the night. It's like 3 a.m. She's groggy. She's got kids in the house. She sees fire, smells fire, sees firemen, and opens the door for them, and then they like assaulted her. Because they set a fake fire outside of her house just so they could get her to open the door and then assault her. Like, that messes me up, man. And that's why, too, I got this tip a long time ago for, like, police officers and stuff. Like, if you're ever on a road driving by yourself and an officer tries to pull you over, you are allowed to like put on your hazards, and you can call like the police station and be like, hey, a cop is pulling me over. I want to verify that this is like a real cop. And if you just like go really slowly and you call, you're allowed to drive to like a lit place. You could like go to the next gas station. That way you don't have to pull over on the side of the road in the dark, because
really
people
smart.
will pretend to be police officers and pull women over and then assault them.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's insane.
So, yeah.
It's actually crazy, man. What do people even do things like this?
I don't know. It's so scary. It's really scary. And that's my mom actually has a friend who had a story like that. Her friend was driving on like a kind of like a back road where I grew up in the countryside, and she saw this like old man with like a walker, and he like fell over as she drove past him.
Oh, that's
And-
such a...
I know. So she pulls over because she's like, oh my gosh, I gotta help this guy. But luckily, when she pulled over, she looked into her rear view mirror, and like a bunch of guys like jumped out of the woods and like started running towards her car. But she was able to like leave. Like she just like hadn't turned her car off or anything. She saw them, and then she was able to like get it, like move her car out of the way. But I was like, that's so scary. But yeah, people do it. Like they'll also leave like baby carriages and stuff on like the side of the road to make people be like, oh my gosh, is that a baby? So you'll stop, and then they'll ambush you.
I just think the general consensus is that if it happens in the middle of nowhere, just don't get out. Like,
Yeah,
if
you
it's,
just
like,
can't
in the
trust
middle-
people.
Yeah, if it's like in the middle of a traffic light where there's cars left and right, then maybe, you know, it's like a lot of bystanders, then maybe. But like if there's like something in the middle of the road, no ma'am. You know?
Oh yeah, that's so
Like
scary.
why would there be an old man on a walking stick in the middle of nowhere? Like, where does he live, you know?
I would be so scared if I was driving down the road and there was like a tree fell, because I've just heard of so many like stories where people like use that as a setup if they put like a tree in the road or some sort of block, that I would just turn around. Like I would turn around and find another way. Like I'm not getting out of my car, man. Forget it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're driving alone and
Yes.
and in a quiet area where there's no cars. Because if there's other cars, then there's more people, so it's not. Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah. Scary. now I really am scared. Now I do have the spooks.
I will get out to try to move the tree.
No, don't get out. Don't
They're
move the
gonna
tree.
get your car. They're gonna get your car.
They're gonna get your car. So scary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
nothing
so
spookier than
scary.
real life. That's what we were saying earlier, man. So scary.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Let's continue. The hunter in the woods.
Oh, okay. Wait, you want to read this one?
No, you can read it.
Okay, we'll make this the last one because I know you need to get some sleep. All right. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by many portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable, making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces. He turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. Face down in an unfamiliar bed, he turned, blinking in unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows. Oh, that's creepy! No! That gave me cold chills.
Oh, that's creepy, man.
That's so creepy. No way. I don't like that at all. That's so... I thought he was gonna get like stuck in a painting or something. You know, I was expecting something more fantastical, but that's just really scary. Yeah, that was good. Okay, I like that one. I give that one a 10 out of 10. That was good.
I'm scared of windows.
I mean,
why
I get scared of windows too.
Where I live, it's on forever blackout curtains. Never opened.
Oh, man, I do open my windows, but at night, I keep it closed.
Yeah, no. During the day, yeah. No.
Yeah. But yeah, I get creeped out. There was like a portion of time at my old apartment where I had like a big like sliding glass door, but I didn't have like any curtain on it. But it didn't matter because I had like a fenced area, like a fenced patio outside my front like door. And so even though I could see through the sliding glass door, nobody else could see me unless they came into my fence, which was locked, right? So like if they came into my fence, like that's another problem. So it didn't really make me all that uncomfortable. So I never put like blinds or a curtain there. But then there was a hurricane and a tree actually almost hit my place. It was pretty scary, but it knocked down my entire fence. And of course they took forever to fix it. And so for like months, I didn't have my fence up anymore. So I could just like see out from this huge like sliding glass door. I could just like see out, and it made me so uncomfortable. I was like, I gotta get curtains. Like, I can't live this way. It's so creepy. I can't do it. Like, I couldn't be in my living room at night because I was like, anybody can just walk by and see me sitting here in my living room. Like, it's creepy. I don't like it.
That's scary. Yeah, okay, no, that's really, no, like, that creeps me out, man. Like,
Yeah.
like when your room has windows and people can see what you're doing.
You know where people do that is Austin, Texas.
What?
If you
Texas?
ever yeah, not I don't think everywhere in Texas, but specifically in Austin, Texas, when I visited, I walked down a few streets and it was like dinner time, so the sun had started to set, and I could just see into every single person's house. Like, everybody had their window, the curtains pulled open, and I could just straight up see. I just saw people like eating dinner and like sitting on their couch. Like, I could full view. It was like house after house after house after house. I was like, this is the weirdest place I've ever been, because usually people close their curtains at that time of day because it's weird to be seen by the strangers walking on the street, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But in Austin, they did not care.
Like, what if random people just go inside your house?
It felt like I was invading their privacy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I shouldn't see in on your dinner. Like, I shouldn't know what you're eating for dinner. I don't know you. Like I don't know you. You're just a random person in a house.
Privacy, man. That's wild. Maybe they're too trusting of people. You know? They're like,
Maybe
whatever.
they just really want to show off their interior decorating.
Maybe. Or they're too chill. They're like, no, nothing's gonna happen anyways.
Yeah. All right. I think with we ended on a really good one, so we can wrap it up there. We got through almost all of them. That's not true. We got through like half of them.
It's okay. I'm pretty spooked right now. But you know what? The sun is up, so I'm not that scared.
I hope you can get some rest. Women, please feel better soon. Let me know if I can do anything.
You did a lot by being here, sharing your evil powers.
Take my evil powers. Take them.
Yeah, so, sorry, lunatics, if y'all get a little too sick, it might be me. Cause dorm rooms are, like, immune. Cause I'm sick all the time, so, like, maybe I'm, like, taking their sickness instead, you know? Like, maybe that's why I'm getting sick all the time, cause they're giving it to me, you know? Like, some of them, they'd be like, coughing, they're like, oh, I think I'm gonna get sick, and then they wake up the next day and they're perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden I'm just here drinking my water and I get into a coughing fit.
It's supposed to be the other way around, Doraemon.
Yeah, we're supposed to be the other way around, man.
Thank you so much for joining me for some creepy pastas. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I hope you're not too spooked, because it's nighttime over at where you are.
I don't know, that last one did kind of spook me out, but I like being spooked, so I'll sleep like a baby.
No, you'll get spooked, but after 10 minutes you're like, okay, I'm fine now.
I'm fine. I'm chill. Alright, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the creepy pastas.
Yeah.
Comment and tell me what your favorite creepy pasta is, and I'll probably read it.
Appreciate Runie for doing so much for October.
And appreciate Wimmy for streaming today, even though she's really sick. So
anything
thank
for
you.
Evil Woman. Every time we collab, it's like such a treat. Because everybody loves us together. Like,
I agree. It's
like,
very fun.
When are the Evil Women collabing again?
Alright. Give glory to the runes. For my love and affection is forever with you. Bye bye, you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.